7 Things you need to know about the McLaren Senna. McLaren doesn't care if you think it's ugly. Why would it? Even at $958,966, it didn't struggle to sell all 500 Senna supercars sight unseen, nearly a third of those heading to U.S. owners. It's not meant to be pretty, McLaren boss Mike Flewitt tells us. Ultimate Series cars are about focus in one area. In the Senna, it's aero and track performance first. Still think it's too ugly? Save your breath. It goes harder than the McLaren P1. What would the McLaren P1 have been like without the electric motor, battery pack and associated heft? The Senna is your answer. Sure, 789 horsepower from an evolution of the 4.0-liter V8 and the 720S plays the P1's hybrid-assisted 903 bhp. But the Senna's lightest possible dry weight of 2,641 pounds is more than 400 pounds less than the P1, twin-scroll turbos compensating for the lack of torque-filling electric boost. On paper it pushes the P1 hard, 0 to 60 miles per hour coming up in just 2.7 seconds and 0 to 124 miles per hour in 6.8 seconds, the latter a whole second faster than the 720S. The P1's takes half a second out of the Senna's 0 to 186 miles per hour, and it's faster overall at 217 miles per hour against 211 miles per hour, but next-gen aero and chassis control systems mean a P1 is unlikely to see which way the Senna went in the corners. The looks make sense when you see it. With its scoofy front overhang, undernourished wheel arches, gaping intakes and towering rear wing, the Senna isn't conventionally beautiful. McLaren's social media manager admits as much, sighing, "It's not an easy car to photograph." In comparison with the shrink-wrapped sensuality of the P1, the Senna has shades of some of the fussier, aero-heavy F1 cars such as Lewis Hamilton's 2008 championship-winning MP423. But in the flesh, it's more successful, the front view startling in its aggression, your eye instinctively tracking the flow of air over and through the car and making visual sense of how the aero works. It's got too much downforce. If the P1 was transformer switching between suave hypercar and track monster, the Senna is permanently the latter, which is good news if you needed to drive your P1 everywhere in race mode to prove your manhood. With a 25-degree range of movement, the wing contributes to a total of 1,763.7 pounds of downforce at 155 miles per hour, the P1 generating 1,323 pounds at the same speed. Meanwhile, active, contrast-colored aero blades within the front fenders adjust airflow over their fixed downstream equivalents to maintain correct aero balance. Under braking, this may mean bleeding off downforce on the front axle, the front and rear aero elements adjusting to a low-drag configuration at speeds faster than 155 miles per hour.